Hey, y'all. Thanks for tuning into the virtual Slidejam. This is Kurt here. Just reaching out to say thank you for viewing and experiencing the stories we've been trying to tell with the virtual Slidejam over the past year. Since we started in October of 2024, we've recorded 17 episodes with 2 live streams and plenty of stories. And since we've been doing that, we've kind of been covering the costs ourselves for all of this. We've actually accrued over $600 put into the podcast, and needless to say, that's been a lot for all of us to handle ourselves. So, we're reaching out to you today for those of you who enjoy the podcast and feel like helping us with it for your support. $1, $5, whatever you can contribute goes a long way in helping keep this podcast alive and well. And we think it needs to be alive and well because we are telling the anthology of downhill skateboarding with super rad guests like Byron Essert, Ross Druckery, Aaron Gordy, Jared Lopez, and in this episode, James Kelly, the American Dream. So we ask that if you can, please consider supporting the Virtual Slidejam podcast by donating to our PayPal, which is virtualslidejam@gmail.com, and that will help us continue to keep telling these awesome stories and bringing y'all along for the ride. We appreciate you. We hope you're enjoying this podcast. We know we sure are. Thanks. Have a good one. Enjoy the show with James Kelly.
Skate the Cape, better see you at the Slidejam. Make it to the bottom, feeling pretty fly, man. You know I love it when you're all chilling here with us, and we be playing music and you all get to be hearing us.
All right, so your first trip to Europe, was that stressful? And how did you kind of find your way to manage yourself through Europe in your first Euro tour?
Did you find that old IGSA?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Race.
That's so sick. Yeah, exactly. That's so sick. Marcus Riedema has that stuff still up there. I'm so bummed IGSA, they did a good job representing the sport, you know? I don't know. I wasn't nervous, man. Me and Louis came over with skills that none of the Euros had.
So that was the first time that people had figured out that pre-drifting was a thing, correct?
Yeah, I think we figured it out before the rest of the Euros did at that race.
That's insane.
It's not so easy to say, but this article is just so funny.
Yeah, you see some fucking crazy foot braking and shit happening here.
Oh, you probably have a video of the event. That's hilarious.
Play.
So this was a time before pre-drifting was a thing, James?
Pre-drifting hadn't been utilized in racing at that level yet.
Wow.
So and the Paragood is a great example because you can see in 2008, them rushing into this right-hand corner and foot braking and doing it. And then you see in 2009, a handful of people racing it and pre-drifting it.
Trying.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds a little bit sketchy going 100K.
Yeah, that's what my mom says too. Sorry.
But this is a cool racetrack. It looks really good.
Smoking, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking smoke. That blows my mind right there. That someone.
So that's Yvonne Labath. Some of the French guys. I gotta do this more proper. So there was a segment of French guys who could pre-drift before anyone in California could pre-drift. There was actually a guy who would do it. I forget his name right now. Who'd do it on the EDI tour. So there's these shred, really, and they had they would take rocks and glue them on their gloves.
No.
So Yvonne from France was a segment of those riders, but there was a French contingency that was doing this shit way before we did. But anyway,
that's you right there in the green.
No, that's Scoot.
Yeah.
Look at that guy's fucking GoPro clip on the fucking pole. Okay, so what we've heard legends of people coming to a race and just throwing down the pre-drift and changing the game. Were you there for that? And And how big was the difference of like getting ahead of people to win the race? Like I heard Louis was just like out there doing pre-drifts and everyone else is doing foot brakes and just blowing the socks off people.
So for this race in particular, for Louis' style, because he was goofy, like the big corner was like a big right one. So you'd enter that like 100K, and then everyone would foot brake for like 100 feet, you know. But Louis had his heel side pre-drifts dialed, and yeah, he dominated the race. He won.
So like walk us through the track here. We got
So this is a different Paragoose track than the first one.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is like next year. Okay.
Couple of years, I don't know. They did a couple of variations of the event. But like, I don't know, you know, you just go fast in a big right.
What were some of your favorite like European races? Like your favorite race courses?
Graveyard Call was really cool. Albatree 2012, 2013 was really cool. Yeah, this course actually was really cool too. The better Paragoods, because the old Paragoods, like, you know, it was more of like a foot brake track. So they needed, like, after a couple of years of us racing and pre-drifting, they needed like a gnarlier track.
Yeah, this one looks pretty tack for not being able to foot brake.
Yeah. So this came a little later, and this is a great track. We had like that first left, right, and then this section's cool because you'd get into like on a low 50s, mid 50s, and then you'd have to like kind of brake a little bit for this left down here, big old wide left. You had to shave off some speed, and then that kind of like you went through another right. But then the bottom section was what really made this hill gnarly because you're going like 60, 100K, like through some sweepers, like next to the wall, like, and then boom, you cross the finish line. So your like top speed was like at the finish line, which always made it a little gnarly.
Look at that sick pavement.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh, nice.
So you live with a bunch of shredders in the skate house. Like who there like was your favorite person to see skate? Like who had the best style that really like stoked you out?
Everyone was cool because like everyone had their own style, which is really epic.
Like really epic style.
Everyone had their own epic style. And everyone, like, I don't know, I think maybe, I don't know if it was so conscious, but everyone maybe kind of tried to carve their own little niche nook. Like Matt K was going barefoot, you know, he had like a really good style with shoes on as well, obviously. Cody Noble had like really good like street skate background. So he was really technical the way he longboarded, and he would like integrate a lot of like, I don't know, technical shortboard tricks. Brian Peck, who just like had this like really clean, effortless style. And then, yeah, Louis would just like pull the most crazy stuff just out of nowhere, you know. All of a sudden he'd be like going down a hill and do like a 360, like half cab or something, you know, like doing it on his tail.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess Louis style, 100%. Like I skated with Louis so much, and then like the shit I've seen him do, you know, just like randomly, like not fall. Just like.
So when he was skating, you were just like, oh, I'm taking one with this guy.
Say again?
When you were skating with him, you were just like, I'm skating behind Louis.
We'd skate together, you know. We push each other, and
yeah, that's fucking sick. Like you guys were like, I mean, when you think of like Brian Peck and Cody Noble and Matt Kay, like they kind of had their own thing going on, but like you and Louis were like, I don't know, you had a very good chemistry. Like when you think about people who were skating together and had their own like chemistry, you and Louis Poloni are obviously like one of the first people that come to mind.
You know, we skate together every day for years.
That's fucking rad, dude.
All over the world. It shows. We could like skate. It was like that grew into like being able to film each other really well too. We knew like exactly what we were gonna do.
You went to Brazil and did this shit, which is absurd. Tell us about this shit. This is insane. Like, this
Daytona.
Yeah, this must have been
what did
the
that feel
you've
like?
ever skated, huh?
This is the only race where your first run, you don't start at the top of the hill.
Fuck.
Too fast?
they do the first run for the first day of practice like a little bit above that left, and then the second run like a little bit higher, and the third run you start from the top.
Oh, that's what? I didn't even know that's how they ran that event. That's gnarly.
Yeah, the feeling of racing that hill is insane. It is all about the feeling, and it's so unique. Yeah,
Was
'cause
it like how do you skate a hill like this? Like what is the key?
like
there?
skating, it's a lot more fun than racing it. I remember I was racing Delua. I think it was the semifinals. And then we're looking at each other, and there was like, okay, like ready, set, like 3, 2, 1, go. And then both of us didn't push. We just looked at each other because we wanted to sandbag the other one, and we knew like whoever was first was draft bait. Like once you get to the semifinals, the quarterfinals, like you're with people who could skate just as fast as you across that finish line. You're not going to outrun them, you know. And we were going like, well, you go like 75 miles an hour down that hill. So like the draft at 75 miles an hour when like a gravity powered machine's like insane, you know. So we just like 3, 2, 1, go. Me and Delua like look at each other, and then like I do like a little push, and then he does like, and then I don't push again and try to like fake him out to start pushing. And he does like a little push, and then I like go like pop pop, and then I foot brake a little bit. As soon as I started to put my foot down to stop, he just like hammers it off Delua style, you know, like only Delua can. And then he beat me. He got across the finish line before I could pass him. But yeah, racing that hill is interesting.
How long is it? Like time wise?
It's probably like a minute 30.
Fuck. So you're going like 60 miles an hour for like a minute.
You go like the top section, you build up speed probably to like 50 seconds, and then you hit the left, and then you probably have about like 20 seconds of like bombing at like 70.
Fuck. Was that? Did you fall?
No, I didn't.
Well, thank God.
Scoot took a back crash on that one.
Yeah, I saw
I mean,
Chase.
crash footage is pretty gnarly at that spot.
Yeah, people
I
just
saw Chase.
ragdoll.
Chase did a fucking gnarly ragdoll there a couple years ago. Okay, so we're gonna move into like kind of like your most like memorable moments from the following event. So I'm gonna rifle off some events, and I want you to think of the first thing that comes to mind that's like a really impactful memory. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Kath Lemon.
Ramps. Next one.
Danger Bay.
Waking up at like 6 in the morning to the fucking striker being like, "Racers, time to load the shuttle."
Yeah.
And
Fly top.
and literally like an hour earlier, he's like has like a fire and like a shopping cart that he's pushing with a leaf blower down the fucking middle of the campsite.
They didn't go to bed. They never slept.
Classic striker.
Oaxaca.
Opportunity?
It must have been a big one because like Puerto Rico has a lot of sleepers.
Yeah. I don't know, I don't know, yeah. It was an opportunity. It was a race where like the locals could have the like I don't know some like the pros of the scene come, and then they could beat the pros.
Yeah.
And that was sick.
Did you get candy? Like any ninja missions out there?
No, you know, the sick hills of Puerto Rico, like I don't think we're really on the map when I was there. I really wish I could go back to that and yeah, some other places.
Dude, candy's gnarly. There's some gnarly shit in Puerto Rico. All right. Catalina.
I heard it was expensive.
Yeah.
It seems like a cool time, like going to an island
It's
for
just
a week.
everyone was just so drunk. Like like the whole time. Like it was expensive, and like the brands would have like a house, you know, so then like these houses would get loaded up with like dirt ass poor skaters, you know, and then the team manager would be there with a card and like 2 cases full of beer, and everyone just got so fucking wasted.
Did you
And
go?
I remember the sheriff's daughter was really hot.
Oh.
Nice.
Did you go?
Yeah. I met her after the race a couple times too. Oh, that wasn't your question?
Did you go scuba diving?
No, I didn't go scuba diving out there. Not in the water.
All right, next question. Maryhill.
Fireworks.
Oh, I gotta ask a question about this. Like, how far were you from the beginning of that whole thing?
What do you mean?
Like when it started, like were you was it how far along was it by the time you realized what was going on at Maryhill?
Well, I think like it was like the first night, like people lit off a couple fireworks, you know, and then like the second night, like people lit off a couple more fireworks, and then I don't know at what point, like, but at one point, like there was like people on one bus and people on like the land yachts bus, and like you know the Saturn missiles. There's these fireworks called Saturn missiles, and they have like 60 of these little like missile things, like to a box. You know, the missiles are like the size of your index finger or something. And they were like turning these Saturn missile things sideways from on top of these buses and just like
That's
sick.
third night.
I think so.
Holy shit. Okay, Angie's.
Angie's was sick. I remember Kevin saying that it was too gnarly of a race course to race. That was funny.
Did you feel like you had the advantage there?
I don't think anyone else could put their hand down going above 65. I think I was clocked going like 68 into that right hand corner pre-drifting.
Fuck.
Jeez.
But then the next year I went back, and that was after I ate shit in the mountains on the burn down video. And then like I couldn't skate at speed the next year because I fucked myself up like PTSD style.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
That sucks.
Yeah. I don't know if I was ever really able to skate at speed like fully again after that burn it downfall.
All right. How about Burke and the wet finals versus Norm?
Fuck.
I want to hear this shit.
Yeah. Burke was
the first
awesome.
part of it.
Norm should have won. Norm's the man.
Yeah, Norm lives in Nashville these days.
Yeah. Burke was a sick race course, and Norm should have won.
Was it raining the whole time or just the finals?
I think it got dry during the finals. Like it was raining beforehand, and then for the finals it was like patchy, which was like the best way to
that's sketchy.
hill. Yeah, because the hill's like already got all these crazy. It's a path wide, 2-man heats, and it's got all these crazy like tire indents, and then it's got hairpin after hairpin after hairpin through all these weird pavements, and it's not like a perfectly graded hairpin. You know, they're like sweeping path hairpins.
Yeah,
that are like weird, and then yeah, they got all patchy, and it was sick.
Did you feel like it was like a pretty close race all the way down until you crash?
Yeah, for sure.
And then how was it when you crashed? What happened?
I don't remember.
But you came down the hill and Norm was just like crashed as well. So you obviously like kept going for it.
Yeah. I don't remember that well. I remember like the last sweeper with the last right hand hairpin.
Must have been a sick road.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went to Oaxaca and what was it like for you?
Puerto Rico. I don't remember the last time. Actually, I do remember that. It was really drunk. Scott from Mira was there, answering emails the whole time.
Yeah,
that's great.
That sounds like
That's
Scott.
all right. Where were you staying?
I don't know, in a hotel.
Okay. And did you just go for the event, or did you just skate anything else around the island, adventure a little bit?
Puerto Rico had an amazing Slidejam.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
We need to bring that back.
Yeah.
Have you ever made it out to North Carolina to skate?
Nope.
No, I wish I have.
Really?
Dude, you need to respond to Will Royce's message, man. He wants you to visit, bro.
I've been offered a plane ticket from Will Royce.
Dude, you should go. It's like it's like the skate park for downhill. Like if I wanted to like get better at downhill and like just like skate the gnarliest shit and like do sick shit every time I wanted to skate, I would go there for sure.
It's a paradise out there, man. Truly.
Yeah,
I would love to go and see everyone skate. I would be worried about being like the drunk uncle, you know? Like I'd be there and I'd be just giving the kids the rides the whole time. I'd be
Dude,
like, yeah, I'm fucking shred. I'd be on the corner and then I'd be like just like half down with a bottle of whiskey by like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly,
And by the
dude.
time and by they leave, they'd be like, damn, dude, James is
Dude, Khalil lives there. Juan Pablo lives there. Will Royce lives there. You'd be right at home.
Jeez,
They're all fucking
Taylor,
drunk on gold.
Kenny. Yeah, dude, man, you would have a real good time in Nashville if you paid a visit. Like everyone would just be like, "Oh man, I want to skate with James Kelly."
I gotta get over my social anxiety and get out there. I can't. Yeah, I ride my bike a little bit.
They have a really cool commune out there, which is what we all hope for.
Dude, the skate estate. It looks so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's
I
so
love
sick.
following. I love
Got a
following.
trampoline, couple animals, fucking mini ramp out there.
Yeah, Chase Hiller, dude. It's
Yeah.
like such a sick racer, such a sick style, and like smart guy, man. Like did his thing in skateboarding, and then he's like, you know what? Make my little home base. Has all his friends there. Like,
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Chase and Will, dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Okay, let's chat about your video legacy.
Oh, I got this one. Okay, I got this one on lock. All right, as a fan since 2010. All right, I got this one. All right, we saw flipping the switch. Unbound. We haven't seen Burn It Down yet, which in my opinion is your best video. But there is one that's not even a video; it's a movie. Back in 2014, I think, if you can recall, James, the movie Grade. Now that I'll never forget how much hype there was for that movie, and if I recall correctly, it took Jack like what, a year to make that movie.
Yeah. We filmed in like different locations all over the world for that movie.
Yeah, like Australia. I think you guys went to Germany or something, or somewhere in Europe.
Yeah. Props to Caliber for investing in that. That's really cool.
Oh, that was mostly a Caliber project.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, no, dude. Like, I'll never, because it was. I think it was posted on Skatehouse Media for the premiere, and you guys were doing the whole tour thing with you and Liam, and I'll never forget. Like, I got my buddies together. We had a bottle of vodka and a bunch of other stuff, sitting on the couch, like pressing the reload button on the website because it wouldn't air on when it was supposed to. Like, why isn't it playing, man? We want to watch the movie because we live on the East Coast, so we can't be at one of the premieres in Cali. So we're like, we want to watch this so bad. But yeah, no, that was a real good movie. Oh, is this the B-roll? The B side?
Yeah, I guess that was a really special time in longboarding, and I'm glad that it was able to crescendo with something like this. I feel like.
Yeah, man, that was like a real big deal in the downhill scene when this movie came out because there was just so much hype about it, so much talk about it in the scene. Like, oh, dude, they're making a huge movie, man. It's gonna be sick. It's got Liam, it's got Tyler, it's got James. It's gonna be a sick movie.
I think like the brands finally had enough of a budget to make something on the same level as like a skate video, and that's what we're trying to do, I guess.
Yeah, no, dude, man, the production value was just so much higher back then. Nowadays, not so much, but man, it's like the people today can see how high the standards used to be back then. It was insane.
It's a really lucky thing to be a part of. Yeah, thank you. That's the story of you like being on the computer, like that reminds me so much of me watching old Adam Colton videos. Just being like, when's the next one coming out? Checking the loaded newsletter all the time. Like exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It was definitely a big moment. But with the Burn It Down video, I got to ask, the crash. Everyone's seen the crash. So, and obviously we saw the footage, your knee was messed up, your ankle was bleeding, but I guess not eternally, but like muscle wise or ligament wise, what kind of damage did you take on in that fall?
So the fall was during the first day of filming for that video.
Oh my, that was day one. Holy shit.
And then I took like 3 weeks off and then finished the rest of the video. So like
Yeah.
all these Sonora clips are after the fall, which is kind of
Yeah, I remember you say you dislocated your shoulder in that spot right there.
Yeah, and doing that slide, I dislocated my shoulder. Coming back after the fall, I dislocated my shoulder like first or second shot again.
Jeez.
Like my body was kind of starting to fall apart at this point.
Yeah, can't relate.
And you can kind of see it in this video, I think. Like I like Unbound a lot more than this video, and I like Grade a lot more in this video. So, and you can see in these clips, like this is before the fall. So
Yeah.
like my confidence here and going into this like left doing that squatty is like different than the confidence I had like the whole time filming on Sonora, if you notice.
Yeah, that squatter you pulled off in the side road looked effortless, and it looked like you were booking it at 50. No.
Yeah, thank you. I really liked that one a lot. Thank you. Um, but the fall, like yeah, just like I crashed, like I hit my knee, and then I got up to my hands and my gloves, and I just kind of like skidded to a stop. Like I had to do like a wet dry bandage on my knee for like 3 weeks afterwards. I'm
Oh
lucky it
yeah,
didn't get infected. Because it's like down to the bone. Yeah,
yep.
that's
There's the
why.
squatter. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Legendary. That's
Oh, here it
inspirational.
comes.
So I'm lucky I didn't get hurt more, you know. Like Byron was talking about on your podcast. I was listening to Byron's podcast, and then he was talking about one of the falls he took, like skating at 50 in the dark. And it sounded so similar. It's like you go off your board, you fall in the other lane, you're so lucky a car doesn't come up and hit you. But then you get up and you're like, oh shit. Like, I don't know, I scraped my knee really bad. I scraped this part of my hand really bad, but it could have been a lot worse. But I
I
think like
mean,
the psychological damage from that fall fucked me up a lot more.
oh, I can't imagine how difficult it must have been to get back on the board and continue to film, and while you're still mentally fighting or like trying to recover mentally of that crash, and then try to get back in front of the camera and do that same shit all over again. That must have been not so easy.
I think was really able to like push it down to finish the video. Like this is my pro board. I have to finish this video. I have to fucking shred because like I don't know. I worked hard for my videos. You know, I really wanted them to be good and
Oh, you
last.
can tell.
And but then after the video was over, after I was done filming, like I went to Angie's and like I couldn't even race.
Yeah, you definitely laid it down in that video. Now, I got to ask you this. In your pro model for Arbor, did it have like, I remember it had a kicktail, a micro drop, but did it have like camber in the middle a little bit? Or was it just flat?
I think it was flat.
Okay. I just remember holding it for the first time at a skate shop. I was like, huh. Like, you got micro drop, kicktail, looks good. But I was like, is it like coming up a little bit? Like, I can see how that would create a nice little foot pocket for,
It could have been some of the pressings coming out of that factory. You know, you never know.
maybe. I don't know. So, in your opinion, looking back at all those amazing videos that you've been involved in, which one was like the most the most your style where you're like, you know what, I'm most proud of that clip because I got to do exactly what I wanted without any notes from anybody or people telling me how to do it or what to do.
I guess some of the clips from Burn from Grade, honestly.
Right.
We're able to map out like where we wanted to go skate. And I think skating in the French Alps, in the Alps and Grade was probably the best. It was probably that was really nice. Great time.
Nice. All right. Well, one last question with the video legacy. What was all right? The Greener Pastures Volume 1. Now, obviously, when it comes to big trip adventures and videos like that, you know, you try to act like, oh, we're all best friends, we all get along. But then on those trips like that, there's always that one person you're like, gosh, I couldn't stand it when such and such did this and that. So in the Greener Pastures series, what was like that one thing that happened or like that one thing that, like whether it's something that Patrick did or John Rutherford did, where you're like, gosh, like,
Well,
do you have an example of that?
I'm pretty lucky, like in the sense that like I like most people, which is good. But there was one scene they could count on camera. I think like I forgot who was like annoying me, but someone was like outside of my tent trying to like wake me up after this thunderstorm, and they threw a sock inside the tent.
Yeah.
And then I like went out and like chased after them because of the sock. But I don't know, that's what they caught on camera, and it was great footage, you know, which is
Right.
fantastic. But I don't know. I didn't have any like ill feelings towards anyone during the trip.
Well, I want to say ill feelings, but more like something that somebody did that's like maybe that wasn't captured on camera, but you wish it did.
I don't think there's nothing that really sticks out in my mind, honestly. It was a
Okay.
good. It was like if you think about the context, like we all felt so lucky to be there, and
Right.
like Patrick worked so hard to organize this whole thing and make it happen. He was talking to each one of our sponsors. Each one of our sponsors was investing in us being out there to do a good job. And then Patrick was able to get like this, Czech film team. There's like 3 of them out there with their like film car. So like we felt lucky to be there, and we didn't want to, like have Patrick's investment in time kind of fall short.
Right.
And it's not like everyone there like lived with each other all the time. Like I had a lot of respect for all the people there. Like Kyle Martin was there, and I always looked up to the way Kyle Martin skated. So yeah, it was just like we're all just happy to be there, man. We were road tripping through Switzerland, like we didn't have
Yeah,
time
man.
to
It sounds like a dream, man. Watching the whole series, man, it was like, man, those guys are some lucky dudes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess we're gonna move on to the industry chapters. All right. Were there brands you vibed with because of their style, team, or marketing? And did it feel like you were helping build a core scene?
Sunset Sliders.
That's an easy one.
It's not a
Yeah.
brand, but I will accept it for sure.
Could have been. It had the makings of
I mean, you had the option to go in like Sector 9, Lanyards, Arbor, create your own thing at the time. Like you went to Arbor.
It's interesting. Like I always like what Loaded did for the community. I always think they did a really good job growing it. But then it's also interesting to talk about like when things got really big, and like when Globe started coming in and taking market share, and a lot of the brands lost their identity.
That's too bad.
And yeah, they all started to kind of copy each other. Now when you look at like Loaded and Lanyard, Sector 9, like they're not that different from each other as they were back then, because they're all kind of like trying to chase the thing that makes them the most money now. So I don't know, like there's kind of like a catch-22.
Yeah.
Like a brand has to like make money, so it like inherently can't be fully authentic the way like the Sunset Sliders can.
Well, that's the cool thing about the Sunset Sliders is like they are the Sunset Sliders, but they're also like represented by Arbor and Caliber and Blood Orange, but they're at the end of the day the Sunset Sliders.
Yeah, it seems like they've had a pretty good backing over the years.
Well, yeah, they're like the most authentic like group that no skate company could like influence. They were just like they were going to do what they were going to do, and they were a community, and you either got with it or you fucked off.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, more or less. I'll sign up for that.
All right, moving on.
That's how Skatehouse Media was too. Like
it was.
Yeah,
and that's how every little community is. The thing about the Sunset Sliders was like their style was really like marketable, and it was really cool, and it was such a good representation of what longboarding was. So for the brands to like sign out to that and reflect that made a lot of sense. But honestly, like every subsect of the community had its own like thing going on that was amazing and beautiful in its own little microcosm.
Well, that's something today that you don't see anywhere. Like no brands are representing a community or supporting a community because of what they're doing. It's all about individuals and what they can bring to the table through Instagram and shit. Like you don't see the same shit anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting. Honestly, I remember like 2008 when social media really started to get big. Like this is such a tangent, we don't have time for this shit. But like there was a big change from like brands investing their money into the skaters that had the best talent to the skaters that could promote themselves.
All right, the lore of Loaded, Caliber, Arbor, and Rad. What were those moments like?
I really want to hear about Rad because you had the opportunity to like create your own thing and like bring people in who you wanted to support and create your own wheel. Like you had the opportunity to like create the crown core and make the advantage and the glide and the release. Like that's That's sick. Tell us about that. And like, how did you get to choose your own team?
Rad was really fun. A lot, especially because we were doing something new with wheels with the core. No one had really approached wheels with like, okay, well, let's design a wheel around the core, and we can have the core affect the wheel on different flex variables. If we put, a little bit more lip here, put a little bit more lip there. We can put a little bit of like a thing in the center so the wheel has like just kind of like so the wheel has more support and more roll speed from the center. Being able to approach the product like that from the ground up was really special. And then have like our theory with wheels kind of come to be proven so true. Like I would love to design more wheels. I think, I don't know. I learned like a lot through that process. But yeah, it's really fun. Being able to mix and match like different urethanes, and make the wheel smaller, cut off the inner lip, and how that can affect the feeling and the grip and the glide.
Well, I would say personally that like the Rad Advantage is the reason I can skate technical downhill. It was like such a approachable, friendly wheel.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really proud of my signature wheel from Rad.
Oh yeah, that one's great too.
We hadn't really developed like a fast like a wheel for my style, like a fast free ride wheel, like came like pre-grounded, but like it had lips and the big core and with the tiny inner lip. It was almost like a side set wheel.
Yeah, I would say like today is like standard is like the Kevin Reimer SSF Pro, but James Kelly Pro is like right there with it. Like it's a little bit different urethane. It's a little bit more grabby, a little like more resistant to like kicking out, but like it's the same. You could ride it the same way. So
yeah,
it was ahead of its time. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I never really understood like the theory behind a lot of the PAL wheels. Like there's no like KRM Pro when it first came out. It's like, oh, do you ride them this way? Do you ride them that way? And I think they kind of messed up with that.
Well, yeah, the thing about that is like the urethane is so slidey. It's like you kind of just have to rely on like the shape to do the work for you. Whereas like I feel like Rad was more about like the urethane, like how much braking force you have, or just like how much like lip resistance you have. And
straight up, I don't think like the pressure that gets applied on those PAL, at least the ones that I'm talking about. I don't know if we're talking about the same ones. Like was correct. And then you look at like the Venom wheels that got super popular. That was kind of like a bigger Rad but better urethane.
Yeah, I do wonder. Like you had the Velocity that came out, and then the Magnum.
The Magnum, that was sick. Those are kind of like the next wave of race wheels after the Rad. Those are good. And then a wheel that's really interesting, honestly, that has kind of a different kind of theory behind them than like the Rad and then the you just said it, the Magnum is the Kegel. It's a really interesting wheel because you can get a lot of grip out of that wheel because of with the stiff lips, but it's like bigger, it has a fast roll speed as well. Kind of like approaching things from a different angle, but cheating a lot of the same things.
I think that wheel is a life hack because it's narrow, which makes it a little bit faster, and it's a little bit harder urethane than the Magnum, but like it just if you don't handle Magnums the way that most people can, the Kegel is a perfect.
Yeah, they definitely don't grip like a Magnum does.
Beautifully when you get to the meat.
Yeah, they slide really good. They're really predictable. Definitely don't grip like a Magnum, but they yeah, it's a design that I'd want to mess around with more, like that stiff lip thing.
So you have a nonprofit.
Hmm?
You had a nonprofit in Europe.
Yeah.
Please tell us about that.
So like towards the tail end of my skate career, I got the opportunity I met this amazing girl, Dina in the Netherlands, and I got the opportunity to work for Sickboards in the back to do distribution for Steve's distribution. So like towards the tail end of my career, like my shoulders were all fucked, like I couldn't really like skate and compete like I wanted to. Being able to move to like working in a distributor, being a liaison between the West Coast brands and like all the shops over there was a really cool, fun thing. But when I was over there in Europe, like I first started traveling over there in 2000, like living there in Netherlands, like 2016. And it was the same time as the Syrian refugee crisis. And that's when like Europe saw its biggest influx of refugees since World War II. And like Europe's really sweet, you know. They all have like these. They all have, I don't know. It's a really like the Netherlands is the same population size as California, but it's in dense and it's like the population density is like the country's like the size of NorCal essentially. But then the culture is so strong, you know. Like the culture exists longer than America exists, you know. Like the VOC age, strong culture, and the same with France and Germany and Spain. So when all these, I don't know. So like basically, point is like an influx of such like so many different people, so many different cultures creates a little bit of a tension, you know. When I was there in 2016, 2017, I could like feel this tension like in the air over there, and it sucked. And I didn't like it because you know you could see all these places, and they're just like people escaping their own conflict, you know. But then they get like pulled into their own like political mess. And they just became pawns of their own like of other people's motives in Europe and shit, you know, which is still like you know we see what started there progressing today, like in a pretty high degree. So like Skate United, the goal was to just kind of use what I had developed in the skateboard industry, like my contacts, my friends, you know, boards, to like bring a bunch of old skate gear to the Netherlands. Like Loaded donated a bunch of boards, you know, Stick Boards donated a bunch of boards. But the goal was to just basically go out and skate with these kids at refugee camps every Sunday. And then eventually we did it a couple of times. We had the kids at the refugee camp skate with local Dutch kids as well. So like the idea was to have both sides of this conflict, kind of just have the opportunity to enjoy just like stressless freedom of expression and get to be with each other and to humanize both sides of this, you know, horrible conflict that's still being politicized to this day.
Wow.
Sounds like a really good cause, man. That sounds rad.
You know, my whole time in Europe was like I don't know, I guess like towards the tail end of my skate career, I just really wanted to do things that like, you know, the bucket list things I really wanted to accomplish, you know, like giving back and to a degree like this was something I felt like I could support and help. Yeah.
That's dope. So you were in the Netherlands doing this, and you also went to like the Middle East, right?
Yeah, I randomly, dude, I met up with these people from the FAO, the Food Administration Organization. It's a branch, it's a sect of the United Nations, and they supported a trip down to Lebanon, which is actually where I gained the palate for whiskey. But in Beirut, I hung out with this really cool guy named Travis. He was like a war journalist, and he told me stories of just like riding his motorcycle through like Taliban towns and getting shot at and stuff as he was covering like, you know, the Iraq war in Kabul. Iran, I don't know, he's covering like different, Afghanistan, sorry, that's Afghanistan. He's covering the conflict in Afghanistan, in Kabul. I apologize for that. But yeah, so we were in Beirut and we were just doing these skate sessions with the refugees. And that was definitely like a huge inspiration for Skate United down the road. To see Beirut was like visceral, you know, like there's just like stacks and stacks of refugees from the leftover from the Armenian conflict and Turkic-Armenian genocide. So all like Beirut took all these refugees from that conflict and they put them in these refugee camps in the late 90s, and they put all these refugee camp in the 90s. Somewhere, don't quote me on that. And they took all these refugees from Syria, you know, and
Wow.
These camps are just so like the living standards were insane, like worse than I ever saw in Peru or anything. But like, you know, you did have like electrical, like these like showing like electrical like housing, so do the street lights or whatever. Not even street lights, but just like to each house. And every time it rained, like people would just get electrocuted and shit. Like
The fuck?
Oh, jeez.
Well, what inspired you to like put yourself into these situations? Like, not everybody does that. That's not normal.
dude, I still want to do that shit. Like as a nurse, like,
Yeah.
like I would love to go. Like I signed up for like disaster nursing. Like if there's an earthquake here in California, like I'll be part of CalMat and like go do
Nice.
that stuff.
That's fucking rad, dude. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Like being there when like the shit is fucked is not something normal people do. So I appreciate that for sure.
I don't know, for some, yeah, thank you. Like in the Netherlands, there wasn't much downhill. Everyone was just skating flat ground. So it was nice. I kind of just like hung out in the Netherlands after that and just like learned how to like dance on these cool like dancer shapes that were
Yeah,
happening.
dude.
Like dancing was really like getting popular at that point too. So it was really fun just to like be in the flatlands and like go to these dance sessions and, you know, not worry about my shoulders popping out.
For sure. Getting back to like the roots. I
Yeah.
mean, that's where we all end up. Like at the end of the day, like we're just gonna show up right where we were at the beginning, like learning new shit, having fun on a
So then,
skateboard.
so then, like the whole end of tail of my career was just like bucket list things, and then like, oh fuck, well that big bucket list thing kind of fell the curb, and then I was able to get back to the nonprofit, and I
Yeah.
still wanted to create my own brand, like board at the end of the day, which is cool. But then I guess I got the opportunity to do that once I left stickboards. Like the last thing I wanted to do was skating before I really was just like, okay, I did everything I wanted to do was like create my own board with Martin. So that was really fun. The whole like thing kind of like didn't work as well as I wanted to. Like I was splitting my time up a lot because I was going to nursing school at the time. So my
Right.
focus was nursing school because that's my career, and I'm a nurse now, like I'm an ICU nurse. But like doing the like being able to develop that board with Martin was super fun. But I wish our manufacturer was a little bit easier to work with because it took like 3 years to get it done, and like that was the cog in the process, like our manufacturer. And then like once we launched the board, like we actually only got 25 developed, and I sold I think like 19 or something like that. So it's kind of like a flop.
That's
But like the process was all I really wanted to do, like being able to develop a board that I really wanted, something that I like, it just like was my vision with Martin that he helped me get out of my head on a paper. It was just a huge bucket list thing. So I felt really accomplished with that.
What are you gonna do with the last 6?
I have like a stack of, I guess I have a couple of good ones and like a stack of misprints in my garage. I don't know. Like,
Dude, send me one.
yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of blams I'm not doing shit with. I probably should.
You should. I'll skate it like a fucking boss. Hey, let me ask you a question here. Like, if you could come back into the skate industry and do something now, what would you do?
Before you ask me to do this podcast, I think a podcast would be fun. But at the same time, like you do a really good job with your podcast, by the way. I think you're a great host. But I don't know. I don't know. Like,
bro,
like
you
skateboarding, skateboarding is great, But like one of these things about skateboarding, and one of the things I don't like about it is like people are like, oh, you don't skate anymore or whatever. Like they have this like weird like guilt trip thing to like keep you into skateboarding.
Yeah.
I remember my friend, I was talking to Gabe Gwynn, this really cool guy from Australia back in the day. He used to like shred in 2011, come over here. He went to Danger Bay and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not really skating anymore. I don't really care. He's like, oh, cool. It sounds like you finally grew up. And like, I don't want to be rude or anything, but like, I'm a nurse now. Like, I'm really happy pushing my nurse career. Like, I did everything I wanted to do in skateboarding.
Yeah. And I feel like, like you don't have to do anything. Like skateboarding doesn't owe you shit, and you don't know skateboarding anything. But
Thanks.
but if you want to see something change, you have the potential to make that happen. Like if anybody has the potential to make a change in skating, you do.
That's sweet of you. It'd be fun to make my own wheel company. That would be something I want to do now. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah. Dude, I mean, like, whenever we're doing these interviews, like, I'm talking to Byron, like, hopefully Liam one day, like, talking to you, like the skateboarding industry is still around, and, like, the community is very much respectful of what came before, and there's a lot of, like, new people in the scene who are just, like, kind of creating shit and kind of pushing shit on people. But the people who have been there since the beginning, like you, who know shit and can make something happen based on what you know in the current times, like it might be sick. I got a question from my homie Logan who lives in Hawaii. He asks, what are your thoughts on tiny boards and how they've taken over?
Oh gosh.
See, that's kind of like the thing though. Like skateboarding is different now too. Like my approach, like I don't understand this tiny boards. All the kids are like, oh, tiny boards.
It's not the same, James. It is. The game has changed so much in downhill over the years. It's narrow trucks, short deck, the foot stops, the screws poking out of the
Yeah.
deck so your back foot grips better. It's like what? And now people are adding
Yeah.
weights.
They
And
don't
then
rock the Radagon.
so for me to try to
Like,
come
wow.
in like my style that's old, you know, and who doesn't understand like why kids are skating and that stuff, but like they're skating to such a higher degree than I ever was. You know, they're skating faster, they're skating better. The kids that are free riding too, they're free riding faster and better. Diego, dude,
Oh
my
yeah,
dream,
Diego.
my
European
dream
dog
was to
too.
have a Red Bull helmet like he has now. That Red Bull helmet he has is so sick. And he deserves that thing because, dude, the way
Yeah.
Diego skates, like he'll go like 100, 110, and then he'll just like slow down and then nail 3 corners, like bomb,
Yeah.
bomb, bomb.
Yeah.
So sick. So like my style's outdated, you know, and what kids are doing nowadays is so fun to watch. And I'm glad they're shredding it. You know, I think we should have probably my generation should have got out of the way sooner than we did and focus on less of self-preservation and focus a lot more on pushing the new kids that were shredding, you know, when I was trying to make videos with my shoulders popping out, like we should have just been like, you know, like should have been motivating new kids to skate to take that position, you know. I think the sport would be in a lot healthier position if we did.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I need to take time, I guess, to really learn why people are stoked on what they're doing, why they're stoked on the short boards and yeah, maybe I understand things better.
Do you think your approach to skating can translate to the way people are skating today?
It's interesting. It makes it like a formula, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah, probably. Like the way I think like the way you approach things, like the way I approached something, you could approach a lot of things like that and find success.
For sure. I feel like when I look at Adrian Pinell, I kind of see you and him a little bit, like just how much he's wanting to like win, but also how humble he is. Like he's not really like going after it like a fucking beast. He's just like, I want to perform the best I can, and I'm here to do it.
Well, I think this new generation is coming into something that's really it's really pure now again, you know. Like when I started and when like Kevin and Louie and Patrick and I, we were all there were no pros. We weren't doing it to be pro. We were doing it to just like to have fun and to skate and to go do things and you know. And then finally, you know, after I think it's 2019, I figured like things bottomed out. You know, there's been like I don't know 6 or 7 years since that point now, and you can really see like this new like a lot of people, a lot of like the sour pusses from my generation are finally out of the scene. You know, they're not like putting all these weird toxic vibes in the things anymore. They're not like clout chasing now that they can finally get some attention.
Yep.
Like now these new kids are just slaying and shredding because they want to slay and shred. Like that's when rebirth starts to happen. So I think it's really fun to see.
It is. I'm glad you're here to witness it, man. Who is the best to ever do it besides you?
I'm definitely not. Like it's a hard question, huh? I don't know.
I mean, you said you made $80,000 a year. That would probably be the person who is the best to ever do it in terms of industry life.
Like 1 year, I think with mix of like podium incentives,
Okay.
photo incentives,
Yeah, you're working your ass off.
and prize money. I cleared. I think I got to 80.
Was that a hard work? Was that hard? Or is it just like I'm doing this? I'm fucking having fun. I'm having a good time. That's what I'm doing.
You know, I was so young, I didn't think of it as work at the time, but looking back on it, like I was working hard.
I mean, that's a fuck ton of money.
It was fun. I should have bought a fucking house. But, like, yeah, like 81 year, like 60 probably the year before and the year after. But like I don't know, but like money is no like quantitative thing for how good people are at skating, you know, at all.
Yeah, not at all.
I think it's important people know kind of how much people were making at that point, you know, the potential that we had and how that should be how skaters need to grow themselves to protect themselves and move and focus on that in their career moving forward. But like money does not quantify talent at all, you know, and
No.
that goes back to
It does not.
Do you think that there's a like a formula that you have found success in that maybe should have been passed on to other people, or I mean, look at the industry now and people who are riding and still being part of it. And like, are they doing it right? Are they blowing it? Like, in your opinion, like with the times and how things are going with like like
Like I can't put myself in different people's shoes. Like I don't know the experience they're having. To use the tools that I had to find success in my time, I think they would be different tools to find success nowadays. It's a different time. We're almost 20 years past when I started to get popular. 2008. It's 2025 now.
Yeah, things have changed.
Things have changed.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the 7-year rule.
A trope in skateboarding. They say things go in 7-year trends. And we talked about it earlier a little bit, like 2019 and now. If you think of like the death of longboarding really hitting rock bottom around 2019, which I kind of do, you think 7 years past that. I think next year, 2026, will be 7 years. But this thing grows from like street skateboarding. They say skateboarding goes in 7-year cycles where there's 7 years of growth, 7 years of decline. It's really interesting to kind of experience that in a way, sort of, because you see these inspiring figures, people really doing it for the right reasons, come into, I want to say fruition, but like they almost do. They show up, and then they promote the scene. And then, things get weird. And then it probably takes about 7 years to, clear out all the toxic clout chasers after that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we've got a new section of our episodes that we're going to bring in here. It is from our homie Rob Wheeler, who is usually here. And we're just going to play this. It's called Break That Trick. So here we go.
Slidejam trick.
Welcome to Break That Trick, where we ask our guests to break down a trick that they're very good at. So, James Kelly, you do very stylish, very fast, very long toe sides. It's something every longboarder should know how to do. Many of us can't do it. What's stopping us? Help us break down the trick. Thanks.
I think you gotta ride lower angle trucks,
Yeah?
I don't know. I think lots of people have different approaches. I developed my stand-up style through like kind of more of a surfy background, like leaning off of your board, kind of feeling that point of traction, and you're like leaning off toe side, I guess, and your wheels are starting to slide, and then you push the back wheel out and you dig in the front more, and you square your shoulders to the road to make sure you have a good like center of gravity. You dig in the wheels and you feel like all four wheels start to slide in, and then you're like, oh shit, like I better not high side. So you bring it back. But I don't know. I think like people approach it differently nowadays for sure. There's lots of ways to skin a cat. Like now people are doing sick like Scoot's doing Scoot Manu from Australia, and this dude from I gotta shout him out. I can't just Lorenzo from France. Sick style, but they're doing like they're doing bigger toe sides than I am with like weights on their boards.
Yeah. It's insane. Like big downhill wheels and weights, and they're just doing toe sides for days.
Toe sides per day. So their approach, and they're doing it with like narrow boards. So I don't know. The way I did it was in there with like low degree trucks and just leaning off and surfing it. But I think people are like snapping into them and just like kind of locking in a lot more than I used to.
Like your front foot when you're doing the toe sides, is it like, do you try to put your foot more like 90 degrees on the front of the board, or is it more like kind of angled?
It depends on the board. You're digging in the concave.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a board that fits you well, you feel the concave on your heel, on your toe, ideally on like your big toe and your small toe. And if you can like dig into that concave and like turn your feet to a degree where like your feet are like jammed into that concave, and you're not moving anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you want your front foot to be. And whatever makes you get there. If you have like foot implants or different like board implants, different things.
Yeah, foot foot pressure. Do you feel like softer bushings help in the front, or do you want to have harder bushings?
I think softer bushings in the front help. I rode symmetrical trucks always, but I always have like a different bushing setup. My front truck was always a lot more turning than my back truck would be.
Mm.
I think that helps with kind of like the dive effect of the front of your board. And that's something that I think a lot of people still kind of follow through with today, especially with split angle trucks and smaller boards. Like if you have your front of the truck kind of steer, like a car, the back of your truck kind of follow behind it more.
Yeah, so like softer bushing in the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the same homie, we have a guest question here. Rob couldn't be here today because he's got kid duty.
What up, James Kelly? You're one of the few rare longboarder, downhill skateboarders that has been successful and able to call it a job for a few years. So I love to ask this question to guys like you. The cheddar bisque. How much money were you making riding a skateboard? What was your biggest year? And what's the most prize money you ever won from an event? Also, would love to know what you're doing now after professional skateboarding. What's your regular day job? And yeah, can't wait to hear it. Thanks.
Cool. I guess we covered it a little bit, but
Yeah, most of that was already answered.
Yep.
yeah. I guess like I'll brag my career. I guess if you count like my time at stickboards as well. Like I worked in skateboarding like 11 years. Solid. Yeah, that was fun. And then at Angie's Curves, that was crazy because there was a $5,000 prize purse. And then I got the the $1,000 like first place for the shootout too. And then I got like podium incentives and like first place incentives. So I think I made like close to 10 grand like that weekend.
Nice.
Okay, so what year was this, and what place did you get?
That was Angie's Curves, and I got first, 2013.
Okay, so question for you. On that first corner, what was your approach? One slide or double drift?
Oh, I forgot what I did, but I did something sick. I think I gripped it until the right. And like I just did like one slide in the first right.
Holy shit. Okay, so you just like gripped into the left kink and then
Yeah.
drifted the right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. And everyone else is like double drifting and eating shit.
I don't remember exactly. But I think that's what I was doing.
That's like a fucking gnarly hill for sure.
We skated a lot. It was fun.
Okay. Now we're gonna do our hot take section. Okay, give me just a second to bring this up here.
Scotch.
Yeah, this is all about the speed. You got to be quick and answer the question fast because it's hot takes.
Thanks for your time.
Favorite skate event?
Oh, Jesus, fuck. God damn it. Yeah, let's just do like Hawaii Slidejam. That's so roots. Like there's like a Slidejam in Hawaii put on by like Mackenzie Yoshino, and like all the locals were there, but like Joe Freeman was there, and like me and my friends were there. Kamana was slaying it, and it was just so chill. Like it was just like when you go to like a really nice restaurant, and it makes you just feel like it's like you're eating at your friend's house.
Yeah.
Like that's like what the Hawaii community is like. Was like it's just like this is like amazing to be here. Like we're seeing this really cool road in this jungle, and like oh my god, like Daryl Freeman. I looked up that guy forever. Like wow, oh my god, look at him still shred.
He's here.
Yeah, and we're all just smoking joints, chilling.
Favorite skate trip memory?
I don't know. There's a bunch. Oh, the one that comes to mind definitely would be like nighttime Pasady Jow full moon run. After having dinner, after getting pizza with like Dylan Stevens and Louie, I think Scu was there. But then we like drove up to the top of Pasady Jow because we were like skating the other side, or we were camping on the other side, and we just got to the top, and we're like, we already had wine and pizza, and it's a full moon, and we're like, well, we might as well just skate Pasady Jow in the dark from the top. and it was like one of the sickest runs.
Do you crumple or roll your toilet paper?
You know, one of my ex's girlfriends like made fun of me for this one. I like fold it.
A folder. Nice.
Like let's go square, like four, like kind of.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
Favorite skate trip food?
Oh Jesus. Do I sound like a dick if I say like Italian pizza?
Flatbread or pizza? No. Favorite song right now before you skate?
You know, I really like flawed mangoes right now.
All right, where do you want to travel to?
I was trying to find the song, but Tokyo, Japan. I've never been to Japan.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Longboarding or downhill skateboarding?
Longboarding.
Who would your ideal sponsor be that's not a longboard brand?
Dude, fucking Diego's Red Bull helmet, man. I wanted that shit my whole fucking career. I'm so happy he has it. Like,
That's sick.
Red Bull don't mess with Americans.
That's like the
Yeah.
bucket list thing, you know, that I never got.
It's easy. All you got to do is not live in America, James.
There's more Austrians.
I mean, I heard the same stuff from Emily Pross. I mean, she's 7-time downhill world champion. Even she didn't get sponsored by Red Bull. It's all about the marketing, I guess, and not being American. I don't know.
Where's the N?
All right. Toe side or heel
Diego.
side?
Sorry, what?
Toe side or heel side?
You know, I love heel side, but I'm gonna say toe side because like toe side stink bug for life.
Yeah. Best place to skate?
Reunion Island.
Wow. Yeah, that shit was gnarly. Favorite wheel duro?
78.
Fair. Okay. Kookiest trend happening now?
Oh gosh.
Kookiest trends happening now is anyone trying to gatekeep or cool guy any part of skateboarding.
All right. Is longboarding a sport, lifestyle, or art?
It's an art.
Hell yeah. Okay. Favorite board of all time?
You know what? Earthwing made these really cool boards called was it Next Level Shit? The NLSs.
Yeah.
And then like these NLS boards, I never rode one. I always liked them though. They had like a spoon tail, and in the tail, what the guy did was he was able to like wave the pressing so the spoon could come in better. So I don't know if anyone I don't know, those boards are hard to find, but like an Earthwing NLS board, look at the fucking tail and just like crazy.
All right. Who is the GOAT of longboarding?
Let's give it to Byron. We're gonna give it to Byron.
Fuck yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, James. Thanks for joining us on this podcast. It was great. Super
Wow.
excited to have
Thanks for
you.
being on the show, dude. This was a true honor, and I think arguably our longest episode ever.
Hey, am I too late?
No, you just in time, Rob.
Yeah, we're just wrapping it up.
Shit. Well, I got one last one. I know you guys have been through this a while, but James, thanks for coming on the show. I actually got to skate with you in 2009 at the Oaxaca Slidejam. Louis won, you got second, my brother got third. My question is, I thought the vibe there was always awesome. You've traveled a lot. What's been the best vibe at the event across the world? Which one would you pick? Is Puerto Rico is obviously my pick, but I haven't been as many places as you.
On that Puerto Rico slide jam really stands out a lot. Like especially like that first one that Louie and I went to, where they had like the little ramp I think they had, and it was next to the graveyard. That whole event was really like the feeling and the energy was so pure and so good. People were shredding like really hard. That was a really fun time. That one stands out actually. Like that day, that afternoon, like sliding next to the graveyard was really fun. I guess like another notable Tony is crazy. It's still a lot different. And then I'd say the events in the Philippines, because the Philippines community is really interesting. They're like such a family, like take care of each other more than anyone else. And it's less about, there's not much competition as much as just getting together and skating in the Philippines. So yeah, I'd say that.
Last question. Did you ever have any like fangirls, groupies?
My wife, she's like, all I'll say was like that sheriff's daughter from Catalina was she's pretty fucking cute.
If you know, you know. All right, James. Thanks for joining us, man. It's been great.
Thanks for the trip down memory lane, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah, dude.
Absolute
Feel free
honor.
to come on anytime. We'll have you join us.
Keep doing a good job with the podcast. You're doing great. I love
Thanks.
listening to them.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Onwards and upwards.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Peace.